Good afternoon, everybody. We'll get started. We have a few attendees coming in, but we will start the webinar to be respectful of everybody's time. Thank you again for joining us for our Crowe Data Anomaly Detection for NetSuite webinar and presentation. We're very excited to launch this product. We've been working on it for a while, and this is I think a breakthrough. We think a breakthrough product that is going to be very beneficial for NetSuite users out there. We have a combination of users and or NetSuite customers and non-customers. So we'll start with some presentation about Crowe and NetSuite, and then we'll quickly try to move to the product itself. Please feel free to ask questions using the Q&A chat window, and we'll answer those questions at the end of the presentation. Next slide, Sabrina. This is the agenda we'll cover today. We'll start with an introduction of our team, talk about Crowe and NetSuite, and then we'll move into artificial intelligence and user-defined rules in our anomaly detection application. We'll do an overview of the tool and then a walkthrough of the tool in NetSuite, and then we'll open it up for questions and answers. Next slide. This is our team. For those of you that don't know us, my name is Alejandro Alvarez. I'm a solution consultant with the team. Also with us is Sabrina Voller. She's been instrumental to the development of this application. She works with our NetSuite team as well. Additionally, we have Anand Patel, who leads our practice, Steve Parker, who works with us from a business development perspective and leads all business development activities, and Ben Alford is a NetSuite regional sales manager, is our main point of contact with NetSuite. Next slide. So let us tell you a little bit about Crowe. Next slide. Crowe is an accounting, tax, audit, technology firm with over 4,300 employees in the US. I think we're about the 7th largest CPA firm in the US, and we have about 40 offices around the globe. Next slide. Like I said, we have, through the Crowe Global Network, we have our own offices around the globe, and we also work with representative firms all over the world. You can see our coverage here. So if you have international operations, it's very likely that we'll have an office where we can do any of our services in your specific country. Next slide. Here's our coverage in the US. We're a sort of Midwest firm from our origins, but we've expanded nationally, and we do offer services all across the US. Next slide. We've been a NetSuite partner for over 14 years. Here you can see a list of all our experience. We are a 5-star partner. We've developed functionality in applications in multiple vertical and horizontal applications and needs, and we work in multiple industries, including wholesale distribution, healthcare, nonprofit, software, etc. Next slide. Just tell you a little bit about NetSuite. Next slide. For those of you that are not NetSuite users, NetSuite was the first cloud company. It's now a global business unit of Oracle as of the last 3 years, with customers in over 200 countries around the world and 10,000 employees globally. It was truly the first cloud ERP business application in the market, starting in 1998. Next slide. Here you can see a little bit of the coverage of NetSuite. It's a unified cloud platform. It covers multiple functionalities from standard ERP, financials to professional services, omnichannel with e-commerce, multiple functionality as well with multi-book, multi-language, multi-currency, and very specific industries that it has specific solutions for. Above that, we've been able to add functionality using artificial intelligence and machine learning using the Suite Cloud platform that NetSuite provides to us. Next slide. NetSuite has dashboards that are native to the application. We are using that dashboard technology in our application that we'll show you today, but natively out of the box, you'll see dashboards for multiple functions within the system. It's also a mobile application, has a mobile app, and has applications and usability in tablets as well. Next slide. It's a very flexible, powerful, and complete platform. Here you see a list of the capabilities. We've used the development and deployment kind of layer of this to create our application inside of NetSuite, but also integrated with our machine learning, our proprietary Crowe machine learning application that's tell you a little bit more about in a few minutes. Next slide. Everybody's in the same release with NetSuite. So grow the application has 2 annual releases per year, and those releases are through multiple phases deployed to every customer, so everybody's always on the same release, so you don't have to worry about upgrades with NetSuite, and application flows seamlessly in that upgrade cycle, and we are working with NetSuite in that process of making sure every upgrade as we roll out this application will be not affected by the upgrade cycle of NetSuite. Next slide. Finally, cover a little bit about security and reliability. We are using NetSuite's platform for security and reliability of the information that we're managing through this application. NetSuite offers almost 99.97% reliability over the last 12 months, and high level of reliability for the application, and our application works with that same level of service. Now I'm going to hand it over to Sabrina, and she'll talk about the machine learning and AI.
As Alejandro said, we are very excited about the launch of this project. So first, I want to show you why leveraging artificial intelligence can be revolutionary to anomaly detection. Some of the key benefits of using artificial intelligence include analyzing data at a deeper level, which I will explain shortly, alleviating business transaction errors fast, minimizing the time and efforts of audits, and seeing results quickly. If we look at this sales order from Ludima Factories, we can identify that there was an abnormally large discount on the quantity purchased in sales order 2, and that Mike bought more than he usually does in sales order 5. If we plot this in a 2-dimensional way, we can identify 2 points, H and E, appear to be anomalous in the quantity versus price graph. However, if we look at the points plotted in a different way, we see that the price versus employee graph appears to only have one other anomalous point, C. What would happen if we looked at it 3-dimensionally? What we can identify is all 3 points, and we notice that H even seems more anomalous than before. We saw what happens by adding a 3rd dimension, but imagine viewing the data in the 20th dimension. That's what artificial intelligence is able to do. Another tool that can better your business process is user-defined rules, which use substantive analytics. Now imagine that you're a manager at a small restaurant. What do you know that something isn't right? When do you know that something needs to be checked? Let's say a transaction has been made where a table of 5 people ordered 50 pizzas. This probably isn't right. I mean, it's possible that these people were extremely hungry that night, but it's very unlikely that 5 people ate 50 pizzas. Now you see a sale of a dessert for $3 when desserts usually start at $5. Probably isn't right. Let's say there was an order for 4 utensil sets to be delivered. but you're a 100-table restaurant. Probably isn't right. Another example is a single table spent $10,000 on one meal, and your largest table is 6 people. Probably isn't right. How about the head chef put in an order for a table? Probably isn't right, or at least probably not the business process you want occurring. User-defined rules allows you to set the parameters specific to your business to flag transactions that are just probably not right, or probably not a part of your business process. What do you do to find erroneous transactions currently? You probably run these kind of tests individually, which is time-consuming and can lead to transactions being overlooked. Yes, these kind of errors probably would be caught eventually, but user-defined rules allows them to be caught faster. So instead of excitingly telling the owner of this restaurant false information that you had great sales of 50 pizzas when in reality it was a typo and only 5 were sold, and then having to tell him that it was actually due to employee error and you only sold 5, use user-defined rules to help you catch these mistakes. Furthermore, it can help catch fraud by being able to see transactions such as the $3 dessert when the dessert was in fact 5. Is one employee pocketing this money? Some of you may be thinking, what about approval routings in NetSuite? Doesn't this protect us in these scenarios? The answer is yes. And we do think that approval routings and workflows should not be eliminated, as they are very valuable to your business process. However, they can be slow, and the user-defined rules quickly highlight transactions to be reviewed without terminating or delaying a transaction. The intent is to catch them fast. Let's look at how the Crowe data anomaly detection application now leverages these two cutting-edge technologies. The Crowe data anomaly detection application is essentially comprised of 2 different processes. After the transactions are pulled into the application, a suspect record is created and sent to the machine learning artificial intelligence engine and the user-defined rules engine. In the machine learning artificial intelligence engine, the data is analyzed using up to 20 different dimensions, and an anomaly score is returned to the suspect record. The user-defined rules engine sees if transactions violates a rule that the user has created and flags any violating transaction. The results will be easily displayed on the reviewed suspect record. Now we are going to watch a walkthrough of the Crowe data anomaly detection. In today's walkthrough of the Crowe data anomaly detection application, I am starting on the dashboard. Here we can see the top 10 most anomalous transactions for each transaction type that the machine learning artificial intelligence engine has already reviewed. This dashboard provides an easy way for users to see which transactions they need to review next. The setup for the application is easy. In the Setup dropdown, we can create user-defined rules to flag transactions based on your own business needs, and define dispositions to explain why a transaction is or is not an anomaly. As you can see, there is also Create Suspect Record Historical. This is only used upon initial installation of the application. The user simply inputs the date from which they want to import their transactions and selects Create. Then all the transactions from that date forward will be fed into the Crowe data anomaly detection application. Now let's set up a user-defined rule. The user-defined rules leverage inherent NetSuite Save Search functionality. This creates easy usability, and we will, of course, help you create these user rules to fit your individual business needs. We are going to create a user-defined rule with a Save Search that we have already created. So we're going to create a rule with the standard user-defined rules form. Let's say we want to flag all purchase orders with location of Boston. Then we find the Save Search. We set the priority and then select Save. Now, all future transactions with the location set to Boston will be flagged for you to review. We can now see the associated Save Search linked here, where we can view the criteria for the Save Search. And here's the criteria. Next, we're going to set up an anomaly disposition. These are reasonings that the user gives when confirming or ignoring an anomaly. It allows you to understand why you found a transaction to be an anomaly or a normality. To create one, select New Anomaly Disposition. Today, we're going to create an anomaly disposition for when an anomaly occurred due to a user error. And this happens when the anomaly is confirmed. And then select Save. This will now appear as an option when confirming an anomaly. A similar setup is done with the user disposition. However, these dispositions show up for when a user rule is violated. Now we're going to follow a purchase order from creation through the review process. We are going to enter a new purchase order. Today we're going to create a purchase order from vendor Abbey Enterprises at location San Francisco. We're going to purchase item ACC00003 for a quantity of 400. We're then going to automatically approve this so it gets sent to the anomaly detection application. Then click Save. Now that this purchase order has been created and approved, we can view it in the anomaly detection application. Navigate to the suspect purchase order lines. Here is our purchase order. If we view this suspect record, we see that it is still in status pending analysis. This means that the system has not yet analyzed the record. We now see the status has changed to pending review, and that the anomaly score has been given to the transaction. It has been given quite a high score of 0.7598. To understand why this transaction has been given this score, we can go to the explanations. Here, the factors that have contributed to the anomaly score have been ranked from highest to lowest priority due to their influence on the score. We see the amount is priority 1. Let's see why. Here, we can view the header information and the line information. The line amount is 30,260. If we view purchase orders by item, we see that this amount, which is our purchase order, is significantly greater than most of the other purchase orders. If we navigate back to the explanations, we see that quantity is priority 2. This is because our quantity is also significantly higher. After investigating, we decided that this is in fact an anomaly due to user error. Let's confirm the anomaly. And now we're selecting user error. Then click Submit. Now our purchase order has anomaly status confirmed anomaly. It's that easy. Now all future transactions that mimic this transaction will be given a higher score using the machine learning engine. After this, we can navigate back to the anomaly detection overview to see the next highest anomaly score that we need to review, and the process continues. This wraps up the Crowe data anomaly detection walkthrough. While we just saw how Crowe's artificial intelligence machine analyzes the transactions and returns anomaly scores, this is not the end of the cutting-edge technology. Going back to the graph, let's say we investigated point H and that it has an anomaly score of 0.8. We realize that it is in fact an error and confirmed the anomaly. This feeds back to the engine and will then give all future transactions that mimic H an even higher anomaly score than before. In this case, K is very similar and receives a higher score of 0.85. After reviewing, we confirm that K is also an anomaly. This makes the system realize that it is extremely likely that the transactions within the sphere are going to be anomalies. In this case, transaction J occurs and receives a higher score of 0.93, which is confirmed as an anomaly, and the process continues. The machine does this with all the dimensions that it has. A similar process happens when an anomaly is ignored. If we investigated transaction E and realize that it is in fact a normality, we select Ignore Anomaly. The system then takes this information and gives transactions that mimic this marked normality a lower score. For example, point L is within the sphere and receives a lower anomaly score than E. The anomaly is ignored and the system will give transactions within the sphere an even lower score, and the process continues. So now transaction O occurs, a transaction N has occurred and the system has identified it with a high anomaly score. We confirm it is an anomaly. Now transaction O occurs inside the sphere and receives a higher anomaly score. However, after investigating, we decided it was a normality. So we ignored the anomaly, and the system will then use this data to appropriately adjust the scores. As a result, Crowe's artificial intelligence and machine learning engine tailors itself to your unique business needs and gets more accurate the more you use it. The Crowe data anomaly detection can truly benefit all business types. It can provide more confidence through catching errors and fraud quickly and analyzing the transactions daily. It can also allow you and other resources to devote more time to other tasks. It allows you to spend less effort on scrutinizing over records through an easy-to-view dashboard. And lastly, it can alleviate stress by flagging transactions that violate user-defined rules and other transactions that appear anomalous. At the end of the day, Crowe Data Anomaly Detection provides a holistic review of your business transactions by allowing for random sampling, machine learning, and user-defined rules to work together to identify possible errors and fraud. Artificial intelligence and machine learning is no longer a concept of the future. It is a tool that can be used in your business now. And now I'd like to answer any questions.
We currently have no questions in the Q&A chat window. So if there are no questions, we want to thank you for your participation. We're really excited about this application. We are looking for beta program testers that can test this application with us for the next 90 days so that we can see it in real world examples so that you can see the benefits of the application to your business. So if you are interested in learning more about it or becoming a beta tester, please email me directly. You will have received the invitation and let us know, and we will promptly contact you to work on that process. Again, thank you very much for your participation. We hope you enjoyed today's presentation, and we look forward to seeing you next time.